13. I'm just out for a casual ride with my dog. I wanted to make this video just to answer some questions. Quite a few people have been asking me why I came out to Taiwan in the first place, you know, like how does someone go from living in Canada or America to selling everything, packing up, moving to Asia? In general, well, in my case, there was a friend of mine who had taught in Korea, and he had taught there for a year, and he saved up a lot of money. He only worked there for 1 year, and he saved up enough money to pay off all of his student loans and to come back to Canada and to buy a car. And then in Canada, he was working shit jobs. He was a waiter at Pizza Hut and graveyard shift at a hotel. And it started to get to him that, you know, like in Korea, he got a lot of respect. Teachers get a lot of respect there. And he was making a lot of money. And now he's back in Canada, and he's working long hours and making no money. So he just decided to go back to Asia, and he asked me if I wanted to go with him. And at that time of my life, I was having some financial difficulty, and on top of that, my mother had passed away not too long before he asked. So I didn't have much reason to stay in Canada, in my opinion. So I said, sure, why not? It might be the change that I need, right? So I moved out to Taiwan with him. And I sold everything. I sold my motorcycle. I had a cruiser, a Japanese Harley, if you will, the Yamaha Virago. And so yeah, I sold my motorcycle and rented out my room. I owned a condo, which I ended up losing because the person I left in charge of my condo ended up, instead of putting the money, there was 3 people living in my condo, 3 or 4 actually, and the guy that I put in charge, all he had to do was collect rent from the other people renting, and he could live there for free. Because the mortgage payments are really small, because I put half the price of the condo as a down payment, so it was already half paid for. So the monthly mortgage payments were really low. All he had to do was put the rent in the bank, and instead of putting the rent from the other tenants, he was living rent free. And instead of putting the other tenants' rent in the bank, he put it in his pocket, and I ended up losing my condo. And I had a car too that I left in Canada. I didn't sell it. I just, because you know, it needs to be safety and all that, so I just left it there. And I heard that they were driving it. My roommates were driving it, even though it wasn't insured. So I got another friend of mine to swing by the condo, and he took the license plates off of it. He like stole my license plates for me because I didn't think they'd be stupid enough to drive a car with no plates on it. But I underestimated their stupidity, because they did. And the police pulled them over, and there's a car with no plates, and it's not their car. And the police are like, what the hell? And they're like, oh, it's my buddy's car. He lent it to me, and he didn't tell me that it didn't have plates on it, and I didn't think to check. And they're like, well, you know, so they impounded my car, and then I guess I could have came back and claimed it stolen or whatever, but whatever, I just let it slide. So I lost the car, I lost the condo. But it didn't really matter at the time, because I just wanted to make Asia work. So I kind of like just said, fuck it, fuck Canada. No disrespect to Canada intended, but with regards to my life, I was just like, okay, forget Canada. I'm gonna see what I can do out with a new life. And when I first got out here, it wasn't good. Okay, so yeah, that's the beginning. That's how I came to come out here in the first place.